So talk a little bit about product runways over the next 3, 6, 12 months, where you see us in the industry going.
Yeah. So, again, we saw in March, April, builder confidence was all the way down, spiking back up in May and June. Housing starts coming back. So we're definitely seeing signs that the market is coming back on the builder side, on the new inventory side. Um, I think what we're going to see is, and already starting to hear it, signs of folks wanting to move away from the crowded apartments, multifamily from urban centers, away more towards the suburbs again, which is a new renewed spike for demand for single family rentals or single family purchases. So we'll kind of take it product by product. So on the fix and flip side, I think in the short term, we expect I think last year, the year before, it was 7% of all transactions in the U.S. were flips. And I think personally, the months ahead, we're going to see that general trend come down a little bit for a few main reasons. One, fear of the unknown. Right, we're still uncertain about what this new COVID, post-COVID mess is going to look like. So I think there's definitely some uncertainty about, is that house value still going to be there in 6 months? Are my projections correct? So that's one bucket. I think the less experienced investors who were maybe a little more ambitious and opportunistic in the past months and years are now going to be just a little more cautious, right? Whether they're uncertain of their own job security or they're uncertain of this new risk. So I think we're going to see a little bit more hesitation from early investors. And then, like I mentioned before, this third kind of group of more maybe seasoned and savvy investors are keeping their powder dry, looking for opportunities when and if foreclosures increase, when these deferment options from the government and other mortgage companies subside, when unemployment benefits wind down. A lot of investors are just kind of keeping their powder dry to take advantage of those. So for those kind of bulk reasons, I think the fix and flip market is going to be just a little slower coming out of this until there's a little more clarity. On the rental side of things, I think there was already we've got 16 to 20 million single family rentals with 2 to 4s in the country. There's already reports the demand for that is another 10 million within the next 10 years. I think we're going to see a continued surge of single family rental housing, both to build that and for lenders to flip into it. So I think we're going to see a high demand for single family rentals coming out of this. And in the new construction side, the fundamentals, we were already 300,000 units short behind in annual demand pre-COVID. Spec building essentially dried up for the past few months, whether it was because of couldn't get permits, couldn't get workers on job sites, couldn't get lenders to, the financing wasn't there. So I think as soon as all of those things start to unwind, we're going to see a real spike back up in new construction, not only to try to catch up with the last few months of where we were quiet, but also to try to catch up into that newfound demand that I just mentioned and moving into the suburbs and new single family rentals, which leads into build to rent and fix to rent. So, we're really excited about this product. I think it's something we launched last year. We revamped it here coming out of COVID. So we're really excited about our fixed to rent product where you can buy distressed housing, and maybe it didn't make sense to flip that property. The numbers just don't pencil out to flip it, but maybe it's a great rental property. It yields great. Maybe the market appreciation down the road is strong. So we're really excited about the fixed to rent market, and the build to rent market will be right behind that. So, in general, we're extremely bullish about the products that we offered before. I think it's going to have more of a home now than it ever has. So we're extremely excited about what the new world looks like once we all kind of get there and work towards that new normal.